All right, let's do it. This is a subject about race. Why don't you try liking and subscribing this first before I get into it? Because I'm not sure you'll like and subscribe after it. You might desubscribe. I don't know. I hope not. But let's give it a shot. It's very difficult for a black man or black people to talk about race to white people. Because there's an inbred fear that you're saying something wrong. To challenge a white person in the sense where the issue of race is concerned, you automatically feel as if you're doing something wrong. I think that's something that unfortunately has been inbred in Afro-American and black people's DNA from days of slavery, when a black person a slave could never even think about going to their master and accusing them of some wrongdoing that was being harmful and detrimental to their lifestyle, to their life, to their identity as a black person. It's just you just are too scared to do it, and I think that fear still is, over centuries of slavery being gone to some degree. There's still this level of fear about not wanting to bring this up. Now, even I have a lot of white brothers and sisters, and I don't call them friends, I call them brothers and sisters, who I cannot talk about race to. It's just a subject that we never brought up. It's just, it's just a subject that they've never taken the time to understand what race and racism is to me. I've never felt the courage, even though I feel confident in our friendship and confident in our love for one another, that I've never felt comfortable and strong enough in that relationship because of the fact that they are white to even discuss things of a racial matter that affect me and that have left me feeling sad or demarginalized or upset or feeling less than a member of this country, a member of this society. I've never done it. Now, I can talk about race to other minorities. I can talk about race to a Spanish person. I can talk about it to a Mexican person. I can talk about it to any other person because they're minorities. But I think one thing white people have to understand is that you're not the minority. You are the majority. So it's very difficult. It's like the employee going to the employer and making a complaint. They say you can do it. They say the door's open. We can talk about anything. But you just know when you make that complaint, your whole life and the relationship you have with that company just changed. I know. So you can't. It's very difficult to do it, but I'm going to do it because I feel like I have to do it for myself. Because I feel marginalized. I feel less than. The policies and the changes that are going on in Black History Month, just from a year ago today, when President Trump first came along, when he's shutting down the Smithsonian and they're taking away things that remove the history of slavery in our country, when they're taking down things that take away the contributions and the history that Afro-American black people made to this country, to some of our idols and some of the people that were pivotal in Afro-American civil rights, when we're taking away and demarginalizing their history and their legacies. Yet all the while we're propping up and we're elevating people that expound on racism, confederacies, and things of that nature. We're pushing, and organizations that still believe in white nationalism. As an administration, we are pushing these people up, and we are squashing down Afro-Americans. Even when I look at it and how I feel compared to the Constitution of the United States, I don't think that I've even ever told my white brothers and sisters how I felt that the Constitution of the United States says that I'm 3/5 of a human being. The Constitution that we talk about so much and we hang on every word of it says that I'm 3/5 of a man. I've never even told my white brothers and sisters that. It's a subject that again, I just don't feel confident in our love for one another, to feel safe to talk about race with them. Maybe I'm doing them a disjustice, but I don't know now. You know why I don't know? Because when I see that they openly support this administration, when I see that they openly support the things that this administration and our president is doing to demarginalize me as a Black American, to demarginalize civil rights leaders that contributed to my personal freedoms and my equality in this country, when you're taking away things that gave Black people opportunities to espouse for equality in this country, and you're stripping those things away, and you're elevating majorities into a mega majority and saying it's some type of reverse racism and the civil rights movement was unfair to white people and all of these things that you're saying and you're supporting. I have a hard time balancing the love that my brothers and sisters have for me as a person, but have for me as a Black American, as a Black man. I have a hard time balancing that. And I have a hard time understanding how I know people that are part of the Make America Great movement that are reasonable, that are rational, that are logical, that are educated, that will tell you that they have Black friends, that these people are empathetic, these people have a moral compass. It's hard for me to balance the fact that they have all those things logically, educationally, mentally, and yet they're expounding on views and supporting policies that are clearly designed to demarginalize me as a Black American. And as a Black American and as a Black man, the more I come to what I have to say, it brings out a level of fear inside of me. And that, I believe, again, that is that old slave mentality. Let me give you some definitions here. A racist is a person who is prejudiced against a people or on the basis of their race or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or is marginalized. Okay, so let's be clear. I could never be racist towards a white individual, because I'm a minority and the white person and the white people are majorities. So I cannot be racist against you. But here's something else. Here's another word, prejudice. A preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. A bigot, a person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against a person or people on the basis of their race or ethnic background. Now, can I be bigoted against white people? Can I be prejudiced against white people? I guess I can be. But I can never be racist against white people, because your race, the white race, the Anglo-Saxon race, is the majority. You have the power. You have the authority. You have the ability to change my life and how I live and where I live and how I can live and what laws I have to obey. I don't have the power to do that over you. So I can never be racist. But again, I have a conundrum. How can I balance a reasonable, educated, logical, moral, empathetic, sympathetic American, a white American, who is supporting these views that are really degrading me as a person? There's only one explanation. There is only one explanation, it's almost like I have to force it out of my bowels. It's racist. It's racist. If you expound to these views, if you expound to this administration that's supporting these policies, that's supporting policies that are demarginalizing people based on their race or ethnic background, it's racist. It's bigoted. It's prejudiced. And look at our country. Look what's happening now. I know you're going to say, that people are being targeted because they're illegals and things. No, it's people are being targeted because of their race. Yes, some of them are illegal, but a lot of them have been Americans. But by the time they get put in the car and their windshield is broken and they're shot or taken somewhere else, then you realize it's not illegal, it's American. But you profile that person, you follow that person based on their ethnic background or race. So it was racism. Okay? So I'm saying, from my point of view, for a white person to support these policies from a man and a president who is racist, in my opinion, our president is a racist white man. Now that offends a lot of people. 74 million. It offends a lot of people, but it doesn't make it any less true. Now, again, it says a prejudice is a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. So I'm not prejudiced, because if you go back and you look at his past, you will see reason or actual experience to what he has done, what he has expounded and believed to black people, that there's enough evidence. There's enough evidence to say that he's racist. Based on the experience and the reasoning and the things that he says, the data that's there, he's racist. In my opinion, he's racist. In my history dealing with him, he's racist. Okay? So now I have to and I have people that I call my white brothers and sisters who have loved me more than my black brothers and sisters. So let's be clear. But yet I have a conundrum, and it's something that I have to say it. And I will jeopardize my relationships with them now. I will jeopardize my relationship with my neighbors. I will jeopardize my relationship with my local policemen. I will jeopardize the relationships that I build with local pastors and employers and things of that nature. People that look at me and care about me and care. But you have to look at yourself. You have to ask yourself, is it possible that you are racist? Is it possible that you're expounding on these views and you believe in these views? If you believe in these views that are demarginalizing a people, that are stripping away a people and a history of a people and the contributions that a people have made to this country, if you're trying to eradicate who I am as a person, that's race. That's racism. That's ethnic cleansing. That's not politics. That's not legislation. That's ethnic cleansing. That is a nationalism viewpoint that says, I don't belong here. That, you know what? I am 3/5 of a man. And so what do you do with that now? Do you get offended that the black man dared said to the minority, that the sheep dare said to the wolf, why are you persecuting me? Do you look at this now because you are reasonable? You are educated. You are logical. You do have a level of understanding. You are a moral person. You are empathetic and you are sympathetic. Can you now step outside yourself? Could you now step outside yourself and take a look at what's happening to me and my race and say that these policies are wrong? Are you willing to make a break from MAGA for me? If you're not, then it's okay. Just come out of the closet and just say, you know what? I believe in some of these policies. And if that makes me a racist, then you know what, Kenobi? I'm a racist. Then come out of then say it, but don't hide behind your race. You see, one thing about a white nationalist, they come out with white power and they come out and tell you how they feel. But this new generation of Make America Great Again, they hide behind being the neighbor. They hide behind being the policeman or the ICE person, and yet they have these tendencies. And I believe we're better than that. I believe that if I'm talking to someone right now that's logical and reasonable, that has a level of understanding, that's educated, and that you separate yourself now and you go back and look for actual experience to what I'm saying, if you go back and research what's been done, shutting down the Smithsonian, shutting down and taking away plaques and things that have detailed the history of slavery in our country, when you think about what's being done to take away holidays and demoralize and diminish the contribution of civil rights leaders in our country. When you think about the fact that our president had to be prodded to say an acknowledgement of Martin Luther King Day, when you think about all of these things, I believe that you can step back and I believe that you can say, you know what? Either you're going to say that these policies are racist and I want no part of it, or you're going to have to say, you know what? I believe in these policies, and perhaps I am a racist. And maybe if we can discuss it from that level, maybe then, because we're both logical and both educated and both reasonable and both rational, then maybe we can reason together and we can try to change each other. And I can try to let you understand me and come to know me and realize that these policies are destroying my self-worth. These policies are destroying a people who finally believed that we belonged, that finally believed that we were equal, that finally believed that you were going to treat us just like you. But now all of a sudden, for the past 2 administrations, from the first one to this one, it seems like you're okay with me being stripped of my identity. I believe you're a better person than that. I believe that, you know what, when someone confronts us with the truth, if we're educated and reasonable and moral, and some of us claim to have a spiritual compass, then we're going to search and reason and examine ourselves, and we're going to come up with something that says, I want no part of this. But if I can't make and find a reason why you support this, if I can't find a logical reason, and I cannot, why you're supporting policies that are demarginalizing me as a man, as a black man, as a people, my contributions, the contributions of civil rights leaders in this country, when I can't make sense of that, and yet you may smile at me, yet you may take my business, yet you may take my money, yet you may call me Mr. Kenobi, yet you may say all these things and call me a nice person, but you're still supporting these views, then you are a closet racist. And that's not saying it in an insulting way. That's saying it in a way from a person that has red blood, just like you, that I believe that if that's true, then you're better than that. That believes that if you are that person, that you're the type of person that will be willing to say, I made a mistake and I apologize that this is hurting you. I will not support something that's doing this to your people, to a major sect of people in this country that has contributed to this country economically, spiritually, morally, financially, technology, that we have given just as much. And I believe that if you see that what's happening to me and my people, that you're going to disassociate yourself with this movement. But if you don't, then I have to say it, it's racist. And that's my point of view.